What more can you do to us, Donald? You have boxed the media in, cornered them. I don't see any independence from the mainstream media. Thank goodness. Thank you, TYT. Don't ever go away. Okay. Whatever you have to do, let's all get together. Let's give, let's fundraise, let's do whatever we have to do. Okay. This can't go away. Our survival, all jokes aside, our survival depends on it. Because here's what Donald Trump is up to. He
Who
claims
would you like to see replace Kimmel? Who would you like to see replace Kimmel on late night?
Well, a lot of people, anybody could replace him. The guy had no talent. Kimmel had, look, he was fired. He had no talent. He's a whack job, but he had no talent. And more importantly than talent, he had no, because a lot of people have no talent, they get ratings. But he had no ratings. His ratings were worse than Colbert, I think. They got rid of Colbert, which was a good thing to do. And look, that's something that should be talked about for licensing too. When you have a network and you have evening shows and all they do is hit Trump, that's all they do. If you go back, I guess they haven't had a conservative on in years or something, somebody said. But when you go back and take a look, all they do is hit Trump. They're licensed. They're not allowed to do that. They're an arm of the Democrat Party.
And as you know, when you hit Trump, he all he does is hit back. That's what he said. He's just hitting back harder, or he's starting it all. That was the president on Air Force One this morning, talking to reporters, declaring outlets are not allowed to hit him at all. He wants no criticism. Can you imagine? See, it reminds me of like youth sports and how, and unless I love children, but I also think part of growing up is learning that you're not always right. You don't always get the playing time. Everybody should get an opportunity, but everybody doesn't get a trophy. He's taken us all the way to he will always get the trophy. He can never be criticized, and there you have it. Trump's comments appeared to allude to the FCC's fairness doctrine, which requires networks holding broadcast licenses to reflect different viewpoints, right? That's what he's asking for. What about that? Different viewpoints on hot button issues. FCC abolished the fairness doctrine, though, in 1987, when he was still a Democrat who gave to Democrats and abortion rights. 87, right? Yeah. He was all the way in. He was actually accepted. I'm not gonna say everybody liked him, but he was on the other side. He was a lefty. This comes a week after threats and assault on free speech, like Pam Bondi threatening to go after people over hate speech. Of course, Jimmy Kimmel being suspended under intimidation from Trump and the FCC. ABC announced Wednesday it was taking Kimmel's late night show off the air indefinitely. That announcement came amid criticism from conservatives about the late night host's commentary following the fatal shooting, the murder of Charlie Kirk, the co-founder of Turning Point USA. Here's exactly what the president stated. They got rid of Colbert, which was a good thing. And look, that's something that should be talked about for licensing too. When you have a network and you have evening shows and all they do is hit Trump, that's all they do. If you go back, I guess they haven't had a conservative on in years or something, somebody said. But when you go back and take a look, all they do is hit Trump. They're licensed. They are not allowed to do that. They are an arm of the Democratic Party. Thank you, everybody. I'm surprised you didn't say thank you for your attention to this matter. There, the threat to free speech, we're past that. It's here, right? You say something, and remember, like, I think I spent too much time perhaps on the Jimmy Kimmel story talking about what Jimmy said. Like, huh? Like, this is what Matthew Dowd, this is what he got fired for? But it's more this thing about the ability to say anything. They determine what is hate speech, right? Lara Loomer and her friends, Elliot, who said they're going to target ordinary people. They've gotten some ordinary people fired because they did not like their responses to Charlie Kirk's public murder. And we forget, right? It doesn't matter how vile the comments were or not. It's the right to say them. And it's over. In my book, it's 72% over. And I think I even undersold it there. Free speech.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm probably running the numbers. I'd say we're about 80%
I
there.
think
So
you're
close
right.
enough, I think. Maybe 80.5%. It is like wild because there's so many layers to this. First of all, maybe learn how to take a joke a little bit or have some kind of self-awareness to know that you're just kind of easy to make fun of. That said, I do think he's too easy to make fun of. And I do think that late night hosts, when they only do the same joke about him over and over again, I don't enjoy it. But at the same time, they're still allowed to do it. It's late night television. That's what they do. I also don't think he's correct. They're not only making fun of him. And I don't think they're correct that they're never having conservatives on because I think like Gutfeld was just on Fallon and then got subtly roasted for it by Steve Martin and Martin Short. So I don't know what he's talking about. And it's also, dude, you're Donald Trump. Like you're gonna get made fun of, and you're gonna get made fun of by late night hosts whose job is to make fun of whoever's in power. So it's just kind of like, dude, you're regressing here a little bit. Like you should have other things to do than worry about what a bunch of cable hosts are saying about you.
Yeah, it's like this. You can't even call it thin skin. It's like, I don't need an x ray machine. I can see right through you. Like, this is crazy. I
Yeah.
don't know anyone who is this sensitive. And I mean, spending most of my career sitting at an anchor desk, I used to love to answer the phones. Yeah, it's just fun, right? I go up and help her on the desk, assignment desk. And sometimes I would just pick up the phone and they'd say, I can't stand that Sharon Reed girl. She's big mouth. She's always rolling her
Yeah.
eyes. And I can't stand her voice either. And I'd say, I agree. Imagine if you had to work with her. I didn't care, right?
Yeah.
Have a little fun at your own expense. And it's kind of off putting. You know what I mean? Sometimes at the end of the call, I'd say, hey, guess what? It's me. And we'd have a good laugh. And I'd say, I know, I'm going to work on that. It's who cares, right?
Totally. Yeah, I think Trump is at his best when he is able to take a joke. And there have been times when he was able to take a joke. So,
Remind us.
like,
Are you
there,
sure?
I do think I've seen glimpses, where he's like, he puts on his, charm and charisma, and then he kind of, he makes everyone feel welcome if, he likes them, I guess. But this whole thing is like, dude, what are people going to talk about if not you? Like that,
Yeah.
this also speaks to just how much real estate he takes up in everyone's brains. Like, if you're not going to make fun of him, what are you going to do? Oh, right. You're going to work. Got it. Now I understand.
There's no oxygen left. You're right. There's so much of a bandwidth that he's consuming. Can he not be like, whatever happened to the fun Trump who did that dance, whatever? I can't really do it. My daughter can do
Yeah.
it. Like, can you just do that? Can you just stop hurting us for a
Right.
minute, or at least take a time out? Whatever happened to halftime in this game of cruelty? It's just enough. And where's Jimmy? Somebody check on Jimmy Kimmel. This is indisputable. I mean, has anyone seen Jimmy Kimmel? Has he surfaced? There's not even a statement from a lawyer. No one. It's like, either I don't think he's been officially disappeared, but maybe ABC has him locked in some green room or something. But I do think that the world needs to see him. And I mean, I want him to hold up a newspaper so we can see the date, something that has a timestamp so that we know Jimmy Kimmel is still breathing out there and he's okay.